Sacred grounds, watered with tears of blood. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
On a cold winter morning, in the time before the light, in flames of death, the eternal rain, we ride towards the fight. When the darkness is falling down, and the signs of suffering rise, the sound of evil laughter falls around the world tonight. Fighting hard, fighting on for the steel, through the wastelands evermore. The skeleton souls will feel the hell that's wasted on the shore. On the blackest waves in hell's domain, we watch the lives they go. In fire rain, now once again we fly. So now we fly, yeah, we're free. We're free before the thunderstorm. On towards the wilderness, our quest carries on. Far beyond the sundown, far beyond the moonlight. Deep inside our hearts and all our souls. So far away, we wait for the day, yeah. For the night's also wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days. Through the fire and the flames we carry on. Now here we stand with that blood on our hands. We fought so hard, now can we understand? Now break the seal of this curse if I possibly can. For freedom of every man.
This is where we hold them.
So far away, we wait for the day, yeah. For the night's also wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days. Through the fire and the flames we carry on.
Well, hello everyone. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome. I can hear myself.
Again.
Wakanda forever, my brother. Wakanda forever today. There we go.
Hello,
It's
my
gone now.
darling. Hello, my sweetheart. Hello, my Wakanda gal. If you refuse me,
Welcome.
honey, you'll lose me. I don't know. It's a
Welcome to Rogue Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, on the author Stephen Walton, as well as on Ladonis Dragonstorm. Blame all technical difficulties on our host and founder, and please
Thank you.
welcome the second main man of Rogue Entertainment, the Etep Wakuyan, now calling himself Voorhees because it is Halloween. Of course, multiple personality disorders in the middle,
Absolutely.
as ETAP is highlighted. Of course, Angela Straven, who looks sort of like he does in real life, apart from the apart from
Hope
the
everybody's
fangs.
doing well. It's been a while since I've been able to make it, but it's good to be here.
Going on, Draven.
Going good, man.
My goodness, Stephen, you surround yourself with vampires, Jews, women, people with multiple personality disorders. No wonder Rogue Entertainment keeps falling apart. But it's
Makes me
great
feel
to-
good about myself.
It's great to see two fine women in Mama Bear and Bad Take Bojan. And I will be here for a good 50 minutes because I will be on the Hypno Show ripping Director X a new asshole in regards to Robin Hood, the worst show in the history of shows, even when compared to Steven Seagal. That man makes
Whoa.
Steven Seagal look like Steven Spielberg, I'd tell you. So on with the show.
You seem to have a visceral hatred for Director X. What's going on? What's the
He's,
matter?
what
What's
did
your
I
opinion?
call him? An African-Canadian cocksucking cunt-hater of Trinidadian and Swiss descent. That man has destroyed the classic tale of Robin Hood and he should get a new asshole like Deej as a result.
I think, Ryan, I think you're being kind of a colonizer bigot right now. I can't even say that with a straight face. I saw some of this guy's. I'm not a misery tuber anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I've been done with it for a while, and it's like the horror genre is like where that and comedy, and it's like I'm gonna do the horror thing year round. So I'm like, I've ignored this stuff by and large. Like, I gave up doing Gotham Knights. Like, my last Gotham Knights review was 12 seconds of or 7 seconds of Porky Pig going, but that's all, folks. Like, that's it. That's my entire review. I was done at that point. And
Gotham Knights is a horror movie in itself.
Yeah, it is. And I watched I think it's Disparu. I think that's his name. I watched one of his reviews of Robin Hood because he's to me now what Az was a couple years ago.
Disparu is a great British content creator.
I like
with a French name. If that ain't a red flag, I don't know what is. Carry on, ETAP.
But no, so I watched his review of one of these, and I'm like, I was like, my God, am I glad I don't do this shit anymore. I was like, I'm not strong enough to sit through this. Like, I sat through some bad, like, I watched Alligator the other night. Yeah, like, I watched it actually twice now, and I fell asleep again last night. Well, it could have been the edibles. It could have been but anyway, I got to finish because I'm going to do a review of it. And I haven't seen it in a long time. And like, I'm like, oh my God, like, it's a fun, like, shitty creature feature horror movie I swear to God that this movie it has more heart than anything I've seen made recently outside of like probably the, I like the Hell House movies. I'm a sucker for those because the new one's coming out, Carmichael Manor on the 30th, which I'm going to be reviewing that. It's kind of like, almost it's not like a prequel, but it's kind of an origin story to some of the stuff from the Hell House franchise, which I really dig. So I went off the rails here. Sorry. I don't even know what the hell
fine.
you were talk about.
We need more of the horror genre because it's typically low budget and it makes lots of money. And your collaborations with Draven will be positive. Good to see all the fine folks in the chat. And hopefully we have a great show lined up. So, Tina, what will we be talking about today? Because look at Steven's, warehouse studio, folks.
I put this thing together at the last minute in the day. I'm tired of sitting in my car. I'm in a basement, so I am technically a man baby, 3-year-old man baby in my basement, but it's not my mom.
I'm gonna miss that car.
Are you? I'll promise I'll get back in the car from time to time. Real quick, I wanted to say hail to the chat and say, what's up, Dr. Evil? How do you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Thank you so much. Anybody from Dragonstorm over here watching? This is a great group of people. If you're into the hard genre, please check out Etep Wakoyan and all the work he's doing. If you're into wrestling, check out Angelus Draven Gaming. These are some great people that I love. Like Zach's out there. What's up, Shoulders? Thanks for bringing them to the chat. How you doing there, buddy? Zombie Box Reviews is out there. What's up, Andy? Just hit 3K. Congratulations, dude. That is incredible. Papa Cotton, the Rogue Mod out in the chat, keeping us honest. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. The Atlantean's here. What's up, Atlantean? Haven't seen you in a hot minute, dude. You gotta hop up on a panel sometime. Love to talk to you again. Keely Chow in the chat supporting everybody. What is up, brother? Thank you so much for being here. And anybody else? Am I missing? Oh, what's up, Steve? What's up, Steve? Yo, text me sometime. That's my buddy I grew up with. What's up, Join Z? Good to see you, man. I've witnessed women throw up in that man's car. Let's see. Anybody else I'm missing?
What were you two doing in the car?
No, we were drunk.
Situation.
Yeah.
Oh, you were drunk. Oh,
yeah. I was drunk. He wasn't drunk, thank God. But now a friend of ours, Kathy, Earled all over the back of her boyfriend in the back of Steve's car. God, we were 17 years old? A long time ago, Jonesy. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping through. You have a new number? I don't know. Just message me on Facebook or something, bro. So, other than that, Etep, tell me what you've been up to, brother. I haven't talked to you in a while. I've been seeing a lot of, like you were talking about your horror content. So you've shifted from entertainments into purely doing that?
Well, we're still doing like the pop culture stuff on Monday nights on the main show, Going in Raw, no protection required. Merchandise is available on Teespring. Just search Monday Night Going in Raw or New Wakuian Order if you want the black and white NWO style with our logo on it. You can get that there too. Anyway, cheap pop for the merch. Far be it from me to shamelessly self-promote, but no, we're still doing the main shows. Oh, we're still doing the main shows and doing some entertainment stuff on there. The thing is, though, most of the entertainment has been so just shit that I don't care. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm done with I cut my teeth doing like the misery tuber shit and kind of evolved from that. And that's, that's the key is like, you got to change every so often, keep things fresh. And that's where I'm at. It's like, I love horror. I do. And it's like, I want to do more with that. I mean, God knows if I could have started a channel and based it on fucking Melrose Place, I would have done it and done it completely like channel on Melrose Place theories and lore and character breakdowns and shit. Or Seinfeld. I wrote psychology papers about George Costanza. I mean, but I love horror. It's fun. It's especially slashers. Friday the 13th. That's my only tattoo is my Jason Voorhees tattoo. So far, I'm getting a pinhead too, but no, I love this. It's fun. The scores, the music, the atmosphere, and especially the 80s. Like there's no better era. Maybe the late
70s.
Mid to late 70s from 80 to 89. And that's your cutoff right there. Then it lost that grimy look and they tried to make everything polished and sleek for the 90s. And it lost its luster until Scream, which really Wes Craven, of course,
You're old, old.
There are some hit or misses with newer horror, but
there are.
I
like the Nun
those
stuff.
Decades were the best. So
yeah.
What was the new Scream about? Was that any good?
I enjoyed it.
I haven't watched it either.
After the third one.
I've heard mixed reviews about it.
I liked it just because I like how they do the meta. Like they don't take themselves too seriously, and each one has like a meta like thing within horror. Like so I don't mind them for what they are.
I think Wes Craven got on a high when he did New Nightmare, and that's what Scream really was an evolution of. Was hey, just look at the meta. That's how meta can we get with this?
That movie that is like the chef's kiss of that entire franchise.
Yep.
Like, other than the first
Nightmare?
one, I love part 3. That is probably the most fun entry. With part 2 being the fucking gayest entry probably into any horror franchise ever. That shit is out front leading the parade, waving the flag and everything, like half its head shaved with a bull ring. I mean, it's out there.
Goodness.
This guy.
I mean, you literally got Freddy crawling out of another dude. I mean, you can't get much more metaphorical. The final, the guy is usurped by the authority of the female, and he's made to look effeminate, which didn't really take too much work, considering Jesse, which the chick's like in love with him, and he's like, no, I like this guy's Z's. Oh my God, Z's. It was just, it was gay as fucking all get out. But I mean, it's not Nightmare on Elm Street. You take that one out of the franchise, you're not missing anything just because it like brings Freddy into the real world too much, which is not what Freddy is. He exists in the dream plane and he's out here to barbecue, just slashing up people like it's a fucking regular weekend in Chicago. Except he didn't have a 9, but it's okay. But there's a lot like
and it's with dumbed down powers too, because when he's in the nightmare, he gets creative. He's got the one line. That's what Freddy is. Freddy is, I'm going to kill you in a very creative way, and then I'm going to say something funny. And so just having a bunch of kids boiling in a swimming pool, not so fun.
It didn't fit. Like I said, the entire thing just didn't fit with the rest of the franchise. And 4 and 5, like they just get way out there. And then don't even get me started on that remake. Like my wife and I went to see that in the theater when it came out. I was like, all right. Cautious optimism. It's a remake, and I left by the time the movie is over, I was just like, oh God. Like, even her like being like, because we had just gotten together, and she was kind of like a novice horror fan at best, and she was like, even like, that's not that good of a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I'm like, no,
Nancy ever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Tina, let's go up into the first. Let's go to our first article. Oh no, don't be sorry. What are you just? You got passion. Tep, it's good to see you doing something that you love, that you're really into, the excitement that goes into it.
Yep.
And I see, like, Trina and everybody else is kind of all the horror cats that have come together, and that's a beautiful thing. Then it's a beautiful thing to see. Glad you guys are having fun.
Hanging together instead of hanging separately, so to speak.
I didn't rub off on anybody, being a vampire.
That's a little gallows humor for those of you who ain't paying attention.
Angelus, please don't rub off on me, please.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Settle down over there, Louis C.K. Acting like he's Sarah Silverman.
Was this the story?
Angus, how you doing, brother?
Hey.
How's it going?
Hello, Angus, the African American.
had to take a bath.
Oh,
well, I'm glad you're clean. I'm gonna put you next to Trey.
Oh jeez.
What do we got here, Tina?
What did you want to start with the bus driver story first?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's laugh a little bit.
Alrighty, sounds good. Well, from the Broken Arrow Sentinel, Broken Arrow school driver says, "I am not budging." Dun, dun, dun. A 13-minute video released by the Broken Arrow Public Schools depict a tense situation that unfolded last Friday between a bus driver and students that led to the driver being arrested. Thomas Ashley Young, 68, of Tulsa, was charged with kidnapping and child endangerment stemming from the incident, which forced Broken Arrow police and district administrators to intervene to get the students home. Young was booked at the Tulsa County Jail and bond was set at $60,000. Numerous times in the video provided to the Broken Arrow Sentinel by BAPS through an Open Records Act request, and obviously frustrated Young told rancorous students on the bus to be quiet. As the video starts, Young is heard saying, "Who understands the rules? What is rule number 1? A student answers, "Stay in your seat." Young answered in the affirmative and then yells at the students to be quiet several times. "I can pull over. Fine, I don't care. Doesn't make any difference to me," he says, and points. At that point, Young shuts off the engine and takes a drink from his travel mug while a child says, "Hey, let me off."
Don't stop and drink a vodka.
I don't know. After the atmosphere calms down, Young says, "Okay, now I can talk. Now that we're inaudible, like we are in the morning, because I'm not going to talk." Some of the students continued talking and getting out of their seats, and other students were telling them to stop talking. "I'll wait forever. Sit down, I don't care, sit down," Young says. "No, you're not getting home in 10 minutes. I don't care. Be quiet. We're not moving until I don't hear any speaking. You think you can get away with stuff? I run my bus a certain way. I don't care what other bus drivers do. You obey me. Otherwise, I will keep stopping. Let's be quiet a minute and I will talk to you."
Pop-Up was upset. Hey, ETAP, have you ever heard any stories like this from bus drivers?
Oh my God. Not from a bus driver. One of the teachers that works at the school I teach at got her knee cracked, blew her ACL out. A 9-year-old threw a stool at her. And
oh my God.
She weighs about 110 pounds too.
Oh no. Oh
yeah, kid just like threw this bitch like a what are them shot putters, how they spin around. Like she said he spun with that bitch and just let it go and it cracked her in the knee and just dropped her.
Well, that's the price of freedom, America.
That's why
hey now.
That's why she came to work at the fucking school I teach at now, because we don't deal with that shit.
Hmm.
You still beat them?
We will flog. I'm just kidding. We don't flog the children. I can't legally. I'm not allowed to say that we still flog the children, but
no, I understand.
It's a private
Tractors and naysayers will
privately funded.
Carry on, Tina.
After a few minutes, a student apparently says a parent is visible. "Sit down. I don't care if your mom's here," Young says. "It doesn't make any difference to me. You're not going with your mom. I don't care. I will wait forever." Eventually, Young picks up his school radio and notifies administrators he has stopped as students continue to demand they be let off the bus. One student complains, "We've been here for like 40 minutes, as some students begin walking toward the front door. "I don't care. Sit down. I'm not budging," Young says to them, at one point trying to restrain one of the students from his seat. After what sounds like people pounding on the windows or doors, the driver continues to say, "Sit down," and some students can be heard crying in the background. It's at this point that students may have begun to escape through exit doors, and Thomas started moving the bus forward. A voice on the school radio says, "She's on her way, going to be there soon," possibly referencing a different driver being brought in. After that, Thomas stops the bus again and takes off his seatbelt. "You can see, I don't care what parents do," Young says. "If they smack on the bus, I don't care. I don't care if they get violent and break windows. Makes no difference to me. They've got something coming right now. That's the way it is. I will win every time." Ooh, he sounds sober.
Oh my God.
Eventually, Young gets out of his seat and
Wow.
walks toward the students. "Listen up, I'm going to win every time." Sounds like old Tiger Blood.
This is why we need
Happening.
African Americans, folks. They will speak truth to power, and they'll get things done. Sometimes I see, footage of bus drivers being attacked by minorities. In this case, I think in order to get home, it's really a power contest between the students and the bus driver. And I'm sure with a bit of, good old American confidence, those kids could have really done that driver in.
First of all, Ryan, if you actually check the police reports, most of those suspects are classified on them as white, regardless of their melanin count. They still get classified as white, so those are actually tools of white supremacy.
Your big nose is showing, ETEP. Carry on, Tina.
"Listen up, I'm going to win every time. Listen up, I'm a bus driver. I have to take you there safely. What do you want to do? Makes no difference to me. You guys are in trouble because they've got people coming out." As for the students, BAPS officials are reviewing a video of the incident to determine which students potentially engaged in any unruly behavior that violates the district's policies. Tara Thompson, Chief Communications Officer for Broken Arrow Public School, says the district's bus regulations are included in the student handbook, and the bus is treated as an extension of the classroom. The school district's bus regulation for students says transportation is a privilege granted to the students, and the district may suspend that privilege as a discipline for inappropriate behavior when it is in the best interest of the school and or to ensure the safety of the students. So they listed a whole bunch of policies that basically say, sit up, sit down, shut up, and don't move. A district cannot discuss student discipline matters, but we do intend to discipline any students found to be in violation of district policies, Thompson says. She added that BAPS drivers are trained in various de-escalation techniques, sounds like this guy needs a refresher, and are provided solutions that include calling for backup from the site or transportation terminal. Our biggest concern in this incident, and there were many concerns, is that the driver drove away while students were exiting the back of the bus, Thompson says. That child endangerment is simply not something we can tolerate, but it became a moot point when he was charged with 2 felonies. The school district is not able to legally employ felons, so even if his actions were something we could address and remediate, the charges eliminated that option for us.
Wow.
Kids being assholes is quite a common occurrence, especially on a bus. When they're loud, they're talking to each other, trying to get everyone's attention. It's something I experienced when I was in school. And to see a bus driver turn into a Karen and throw a fucking fit. Thin skin don't win, fucker. I don't care if you're 60 or 100. You look like both. Just get on with your damn job. Kids are fucking annoying, but it's your job. You do it. Quicker the better.
What's up, Scotty? Hey, guys, later on tonight, Go Sport News Podcast. The Dump's going to be on. Scotty also said that ETEP is a tool of Whitey. I don't know what's going on there, but
I've heard that before.
Oh, dear.
His cap's too big.
I don't have a pillow.
Now, to bring this back around to what we were discussing prior, to be fair, if Freddie was driving that bus, those kids would have sat down and shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit would have been shut down with no exceptions.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie's not taking that shit.
No, he ran that bitch straight off a cliff into the fucking desert. Then we've been lost in the desert for thousands of years, Murray. Everybody reading every billboard. Look, Danny Gans is playing at the Palms.
I don't know. Angus, you're a dad. How would you handle that if you were a bus driver? How would you handle other people's children if they were being unruly? What's your answer? You even there?
He would suck their blood. He's a vampire.
No, not Angelus. Angus.
not me.
Sorry.
Angus. Oh,
What was the question?
How would you handle kids in that situation?
Um,
Being unruly on a bus.
I don't know. I would probably be like Chris Farley and just fucking pin up aggression.
Angus sort of looks a bit like a browner version of Angelus. Maybe that's why when they weren't they're the same person.
It's Black Angus and White Draven.
Look, folks, I'm 24. I've been out of the secondary education system. You guys would call it high school for about 8 years now. And this is exactly what students were like when they were coming home from school and going to school. Everyone's speaking their mind. Everyone's trying to have a good time, especially when they're fucking leaving the school because no one liked going to school. And if the kids don't like going to school in a democratic system, why have fucking schools? So that the government can take your money from your pockets. So let's be libertarian. Let's get rid of all education and have everyone be educated by people like us through YouTube how-to videos. There you go.
See, I said I teach at a private school, and like my classes, I have pre-K through 8th grade. And if any of them, like honestly, I very rarely have any issues disciplinary wise. Because the school's nice. If the kids don't kind of fit in what we think they should be, they do not go there any longer, which is absolutely a blessing to be able to have a system like that. It's like you weed them out, and there's been some kids this year. It's like, you don't make the cut. Sorry, you got to go. You're voted off the island. We get to be the Jeff Probst. But we
able to.
But it's a good school, and they have, but disciplinary wise, like it's like my gym classes, like if I have any of them get out of line, I just make them PT. I'm like, you're gonna run the rest of the time. I'm like, you either will go back to class and sit there like in your classroom, because I will let your teacher know what happened, and you will just sit there and be quiet for the remainder of the time, and then you'll end up having some punishment from her because you screwed up in here that bad. I had to kick you all out. Which I haven't had to do. I've had to send individual students to the office before from things that, were warranted enough. But most of them is just, look, half the shit that they say, even as a parent, I'd be like, whatever. If my kid knows, but he doesn't really lip back at all. My son is very like well behaved and done. Unlike me, he turned out good. It must be because of my wife, not my stupid ass. But,
I remember when I was in school, one of my English teachers was a content creator. He's still the head of a band called the Code Walkers. So to imagine, you as a teacher, ETEP, and a student watching what you do, it's incredible to
a lot of my students watch my content. They've seen Mr. ETEP in various stages of inebriation, and their parents watch. They get a kick out of it. They don't fucking care, like, because I know most of them. They're all my age. I went to school with a lot of them, so they're like, "Fuck, this guy's a good teacher. We don't fucking care what you do when you're at home in your own time, But it's funny. I'm like, thank you for subscribing. Now, why don't you start buying merchandise too? Your kids, like my son has the Going In Raw hoodie. It's available in kid sizes.
It's a wonder you don't advertise it in the school.
He wears the one shirt I've got as my avatar to school. Let's see. It's this one right here. Nerium drew it for me. It's actually him and I.
Nice. Hold on.
It's this one right here. The Diarrhea is Cool logo with me and Mini ETEP. He's got a T-shirt of that. And he wears that. He wears that to school sometimes on dress down.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Nice.
I like diarrhea.
Tina, let's go on to the next topic.
Alrighty, sir.
Diarrhea.
I'll just run through this one because this is
This one feels a little scary, but I didn't get to read it, so I'll be as surprised as you. But we have a lovely appears a lovely young gentleman working for the Dollar
Student has
Tree.
issues.
It feels like such an invasion of privacy.
It's
Dollar
just your
Tree
first
worker
name.
calls
What
out.
the hell?
Dollar Tree
Invasion,
worker
Angela.
calls out
Stop
the
being a
name
bigot.
tags. Yes, you have to understand the children of this generation here. You already can see me, and that's more than I want, according to this lovely servant of the public. A viral TikTok video created by a Dollar Tree worker has sparked debate about the use of name tags in the workplace. In the clip, user Oliver at Oliver M. Bork rants about how customers say his
Did you
name
say
and
grapes?
urge them.
Okay, go ahead.
Rants about how customers say his name and urges them not to read his name tag.
Maybe he should have a new name tag called cunt. There we go.
Thank you.
Please continue, Tina.
How do you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just can't.
I just want to interject one thing, because as much as it pains me to partially agree with this guy,
oh no,
Tina, scroll back up just a little bit for a second.
Oh, sure.
I do agree with him. Use it. No, you were great right there. Just.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Because yeah, that's perfect. Because as much as I do agree, I hated using name tags. Because it is very unsettling when someone you don't recognize uses your name as if they've known you forever. His username has his full name.
Yeah.
Not as if he has a creator name. Well, I came up with a creator name late because I am a blooper brain moron.
How do you? I don't understand. You got a job. He's like, it's a violation to see his face. Why are you outside? Work from home. Like,
maybe he should wear a burqa.
That's the part I don't disagree. That's the part I don't agree with. I mean, going outside, that is a hazard of going outside, is people actually having to look at you.
I know.
So
lucky for me, I don't show up in
just go the Canadian route. I'm sorry, put on your name tag.
What were you saying, Travis?
I said, lucky for me, I don't show up on mirrors or other recording devices, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, most mummies don't. I mean, werewolves. I mean, shit.
Gays. That's what you were looking for.
Yeah, perfect.
Blood suckers. That kind of people.
Just because he's sucking doesn't mean he's gay. Right.
Oh, you would know, wouldn't you, Stephen?
No. Yeah, all right.
Jesus.
Continue, Tina. Continue, Tina, before Pagan Man starts out.
All right. The clip has accumulated over 472,000 views and 113,800 likes as of Tuesday afternoon. In the video, Oliver shares that he prefers customers not to say his name, especially while shopping at his local Dollar Tree. He wrote in the caption, "Forced social interactions be melt in my brain. My name is displayed right here, and it may be a nice thing to do." "Oh, thank you, Oliver," he says, mimicking a customer. "I hate when people know my name. Please don't read it. You already can see me, and that's more than what I want."
Is this
Many
guy
viewers.
acoustic or autistic or whatever the fuck it's called?
Acoustic.
Yeah, he's probably acoustic.
And now for an acoustic set, Oliver.
Many viewers in the comments related to his preference for his personal details to remain unknown to customers. These kids are too used to hiding behind social media that they can't deal with interaction with the public. It feels like such an invasion of privacy. OMG, like I didn't consent to you knowing who I am. This is so true. It kind of freaks me out because I forget they can see my name. And I'm like, how do you know me? Haha, reported another.
Is this guy gay or something? That
No, I
sounds
think
like
it's
a very gay thing to say.
This generation honestly believes they are in charge of all social interaction.
So they're
that
gay.
I mean they're in the classrooms at the university. My son is telling me about the way that they have safe words and safe spaces and certain gestures they can do to signal that they're not comfortable and they need to
They have safe words? Is it like
Safe
a sex
words.
club or something?
It's like apparently he's going to a class on 50
it
Shades
sounds
of
like
Grey.
Possibly.
They need to be. Sounds like a lot of them need like a good punch in the face, like
Oh, hey,
from
little
somebody the
Chad.
appropriate age.
How you doing?
You know,
Hey, Ryan.
especially at like the
Back in-
college level. Like if you're that fucking fragile, like you need to be punched in the fucking mouth a few times and learn what the fucking real world is, because it ain't kind. It's not nice. The world doesn't need to change for you. I'm sorry.
Maybe
I don't
he
give a
should-
fuck who you are. The world
maybe
doesn't need to change
Oliver-
for you.
Maybe
I'm not
Oliver.
saying.
Go on.
No, I'm not saying like you need to be a conformist, but just know that just because you don't like something or it offends your delicate sensibilities or it slightly offends you or makes you uncomfortable, you don't have to fucking look at it. You don't have to pay attention to it. You know, I'm sorry, but less than 5% of the entire U.S. should not dictate what the rest of us fucking have to bear witness to on a daily basis, and what our kids have to bear witness to on a daily basis. And that's not saying anything about the first three letters. It's the rest of the mental illness that I fucking that you know, you want to do you and do your thing. That whole I live my truth thing. That's the most bullshit, weak-minded, limp-wristed cuck shit. It's my truth. Well, you know what, retard?
Right.
There is no fucking your truth. There's the truth. And your truth might be a fucking lie that you've built up in your head because you're that fucking, you do that level of mental gymnastics to make yourself into whatever it is that you think you are. But no, the rest of us see right through that thin veneer because the emperor truly has no fucking clothes.
Well, maybe Oliver should join the United States Armed Forces as a soldier's human shield. But all mental illness, ladies and gentlemen, has its roots, and the only way to get rid of it is to target the roots, and then the weed will just die off, and everyone will be happy, and autism rates will collapse, and America will be #1 until the end of time. There we go.
You know, he's not autistic. He's just an idiot.
Yep. I used to work retail for 10 years, and if you don't want to have your name out there, then don't work retail, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
It sounds like somebody who thinks that he's entitled to the ground he walks on. That's what I'm getting from this. And what's unfortunate is that's not the case. We live in the real world, and in the real world, you have to do things to be able to communicate with another human being. And one of that, especially in retail, is to put your fucking name on your shirt, smile, and say, "Have a good day." I've done it for 10 years. It fucking sucks. We all had to do it when we were younger. It's part of growing up. Get over yourself.
I mean, why doesn't this guy do like the rest of us used to do, where you swap name tags with someone else you were working with? Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that everybody who worked retail has done that on more than one occasion. Or you keep an old name tag.
I swapped a name tag with someone called Brian.
Oh.
He'd be called Ryan. I'd be called Brian.
So were you
You rascal, you.
Well, basically, it was a volunteering role, and we didn't want people to know our names, so we switched name tags.
Crazy. That's what I liked about that show, the Superstore, because the I can't remember, America Ferrero, whatever her character was, she would wear different name tags every day with like other people's names on them. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, the Walmart stand-in that they were working at.
Exactly. Well, unfortunately, according to the company, they said the benefits of staff name tags as communication, branding, professionalism, customer service, and loyalty. So,
okay, in a world where you don't know what pronouns to use, I mean, a name works, right?
So like when I was at AMC, at the height of summer movie season at our 15 theater multiplex, we would have 125 to 140 people working. And God knows how you could keep track of all those. So everybody, like when someone had a complaint about, and sometimes rightly so, the behavior of someone who was working being an a-hole, you need to be like, who was it you talked to? And if they're just like, oh, the teenager in the vest and bow tie, that's not going to help you. So you got to have a name tag so you can be like, oh, it was Ryan Bryan over there who was being an a-hole. Let me go get a talking to so they know not to do that again. I mean, you need to have name tags in retail, because not every person who works retail, even when they're is there to do a good job and to treat people nicely. So you gotta handle that.
Good. Tina, let's I want to hit that next article before Ryan heads out.
Oh, sure. This
There's
ideology.
nothing. Yeah, this is a good. Etep, you read this one yet?
Oh, I saw this. This is absolutely genius, and
I made a video on it.
I'm all for it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, me too.
Well, here, ideology meets reality when men pose as non-binary to crash women's event.
Boy, the women are really taking. Tina, Miles, I'm sorry, guys, but between the transgenders and the trans and the non-binaries, you guys are losing a lot.
Well, this was the same article I used as a source for reality-based presents. I think it was men cosplay as non-binary demons for this event, and I must say it's a masterstroke. It just shows how talented these men are to cosplay as these demons in order to get these job roles. And while they were applying for the job roles, the non-binary demons were having their seminars and their talks, to
Well,
brainwash.
Ryan, it takes a real man to be able to pull off a master stroke. We know that. So.
Exactly. That's why men got the roles and the demons did not, because there's a reason why men do better, because we take the initiative and we don't have fucking conferences on how to be demonic creatures that have no gender.
Can we address the really big funny thing about this, though? Is that I saw this video where they were at the conference and the organizers got on the PA system and said, we understand that many of you lied about being non-binary. I was pretty sure that we weren't allowed to bring up or question a person's gender identity at all ever. And it's funny that once people start taking advantage of that, all of a sudden, yes, we can 100% say you're faking. You're a fake.
Yeah, they don't like their own tactics being used against them, which is why I support the idea in this case of fighting fire with fire. It's like nailing down jellyfish with these people. They're a mixture of chameleons and jellyfish, and if you don't get the bastards, they'll sting you to death through cancel culture tactics. So good job with all these men. They have proved through actions, not words, but actions, that they are worthy of those job roles.
If anyone has kids applying to college right now, they should. You are doing yourself a disservice not checking the non-binary or any of those other boxes to make sure you can be competitive when applying. So.
Well, that's what I told my older son, he's a mechanical engineering major. I said, you're going to be entering the workforce within the next 6-9 months. I said, you need to differentiate yourself from being a white Caucasian male in the United States in engineering. You didn't go to a Big Ten school. I said, that's what I said. You didn't go to a Big Ten school. I says, you need to change what you can about yourself. And gender's the easiest thing nowadays.
Or you could identify as a Native American, because there's a senator from Massachusetts that pulled that off quite nicely.
Or Jewish, because they get the ultimate protection.
Let's read through the article. Papa, I will get to your comment in a minute.
All right.
Alrighty. You didn't have to be Miss Cleo to see this coming. In a bid to expose more women to better careers in tech, a female-centric job fair only exposed gender ideology for the farce that it is. The Grace Hopper Wonderful Woman Celebration of Women kicked off late last month in Orlando, Florida, with recruiters from top companies like Amazon, Apple, and Google. But judging by photos and social media footage, the event looked less like a sisterhood of STEM and more like running of the Tri-Lambs from the Revenge of the Nerds. The place was simply overrun by dweeby dudes in t-shirts, khakis, and giant backpacks. Fellas,
Non-binaries, not dudes. They're
and I
non-binaries.
mean fellas,
Call
and
it what
I
it
mean
is.
possessors of
Men.
XY chromosomes, who gain entry by registering under the rather amorphous non-binary banner, and the ladies were livid. This is a space for women in tech. This is one of the few limited resources that isn't for you, it is for us, said one girl in a TikTok video.
Oh. Well, I am you now. Deal with it.
And they're not even athletes.
And Angel Caitlin, a software developer at Amazon, aired her grievances on LinkedIn. It saddens me to see all those cis men attending the Grace Hopper Conference 23 and misrepresenting their gender. An attendee by the name of Manantha J expressed outrage that the event was not what she expected. As a woman who has experienced patriarchic, okay, that's known for me, dominance in the tech industry, I hoped that the convention would provide a fair chance for me to connect with potential employers, she said. A significant number of cis men allies taking opportunities meant for women and non-binary, a concerning trend that seemed unaddressed by the event organizers. But event organizers from
who are they to say? I mean, like, according to their own rhetoric, like, who are they to say those people aren't non-binary? Like, what gives them that authority?
I don't know.
That's the entire basis of this argument. You could just say what you are, and people are supposed to oblige to adhere to your demands immediately.
I think, therefore, I am is one of the core tenets of a part of philosophy. And this entire situation is proof that that philosophy is fucking bullshit. There we go.
Well, I honestly feel like I think, therefore I am did not foresee the exploitation of that philosophy in 2023. I think it was more of a statement on sapience rather than what people are identifying as. In this case, being an F-15 Tomcat or a toaster.
Someone dropped their bowl.
Just set that anywhere.
It happens. Also, someone said my brother-in-law graduated Oxford with pre-med doctor, and when he came back to the States, was told he was white and they weren't hiring whites. I'm not sure what he does now, but he isn't a doctor.
He should go to Russia. They love doctors.
That's the complete opposite of what I don't know, of equality. Am I wrong? Have we gone backwards?
No, you're not wrong.
It is not equality. They want equity. There's a difference.
They want everyone to be the same height, so they have to cut off some people's toes, some other people's ankles, some people's, calves, and some people are so tall that you're going to have to cut off their entire legs so that they're the same height. But that is equity in a clear allegory. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go and prepare for another show, but it was great to see you all. Great to see ETEP. Great to see. Can you show everyone else so I can remember who they are? Good to see Mama Bear. Good to see Black Angus, the African American. Good to see the Bloodsucker, not Blacksucker. Good to see the Bloodsucker, Angelus Draven, as well as Little Chad. I always enjoy his animations, as well as Mama Bear. Always good to see Mama Bear. And Tony, I know you stink, but you have to go too, so I better make this quick. And it's always good to see Tina. Tina is the woman who keeps Rogue Entertainment going. Staves off disaster after disaster, eh, Walton?
Get the hell out of here. Go to your bigger channel and bigger live stream and have fun.
I'll have you know, Ryan, that I showered last week. How dare you?
I showered 2 days ago. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and no other genders, binaries, tranny demons, and all those other creatures, Bye for now, folks. Have a great
Later.
show. Bye.
Take care, Ryan.
See you, Ryan.
And on that note, I too need to be making like a tree and getting out of here. So,
All right, Tony.
it's a pleasure to meet you all. Please subscribe to me. I'm almost to 300. Almost to 300.
Nice.
10 away.
Woo-hoo.
10 away.
Nice.
So, I do churn out very late night shows, and I always appreciate when people are kind, rewind the tape, drop it off in the Dropbox, yada, yada, yada. Like, subscribe, hit the Taco Bell. You might get a free burrito, blah, blah, blah. And so with that note, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you all next week.
Take care.
See you, man.
Good luck. So I came in late. Did we address why Walton is in like a horror movie closet with a porcelain doll behind his shoulder?
Now listen,
I'm
I
still
didn't
waiting for
trust
that doll to
moving.
move.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I didn't trust it. It looked spooky to me. I didn't want to move it.
Is that why you put it in the case?
Crazy
Because it's gonna
bitches.
murder you. It's gonna
Okay.
it's gonna murder you.
You didn't trust it, so you put it behind you? That's
I didn't
horror
touch,
movie
I didn't even,
101.
I have not
Don't
cleaned
do
it.
that.
I didn't even wipe any nothing. I just left it.
Well, you are a white person horror movie trope, like
Right.
personified with that shit,
Well,
man.
yeah,
Next
but
thing you
don't-
know,
don't
if he
put
hears a
Annabelle
noise, he'll go
behind you.
right into the fucking trouble.
I'm not dealing with it. I have a bad history with crazy bitches, and so I'm not dealing with that one.
You put it
I'm not
behind you.
touching her.
Is that like Annabelle grown up getting married to you? Like, what is going on with the doll? I'm just like trying to figure out.
I don't get.
It's-
Listen, it was there, Chad. I didn't touch it. I haven't moved it. This is the spot where I said this is the only place I can set up, and that's it. This is what I got right now. And
You got
I
the
was not gonna
peeling
touch
walls.
that.
You got the porcelain doll. I mean, it's good for October.
Peeling
but-
walls. It's amazing.
Do you feel at home now, Alton, that I have the doll up?
I'm not. It's just I knew the doll was going to be a thing, but I wasn't going to move it. I wasn't doing that. I am strong. I am confident enough in my masculinity not to move that doll because I'm scared of it.
It's gonna move
Yeah.
itself.
I was beat me to
Put
it.
on the friggin' Annabelle.
Oh, Soul Assassin has a special word for you there, Steven.
What are you talking about? Not Soul Assassin. No. What? No. Let's stop adding on the stigmas to Walton. Okay, I've got enough going
that's
on
a
in this
different
brain.
He couldn't afford a real doll, so he had to get that doll.
That's not the one we did the story about last Wednesday night. The Asian Lara Croft doll with the fucking gun on her thigh and the blades that the guy that came and picked up her dead owner's body came back and had his way with this doll afterwards.
Oh, I think I read that story. That was disgusting.
I bet you read that story. It's probably got a Google
covered
alert
that.
for you. It's like sex doll Google alerts. Author Stephen Walton.
Now all the ads that he gets on Facebook are real dolls, real doll ads.
Oh no.
Yeah, Tina, don't let Stephen share the screen because the ads that are going to be on there won't be good for the channel.
Stephen's sharing the screen.
Yeah, and that's why.
Oh, I never knew.
I'm not
why
gonna
I had to
lie. I was gonna say when I watch live streams, I look to see who's sharing the screen so I can sort of pick up on what their ads are being filtered for. So I can be like, "What have you been searching
one of those?
for?"
Well, I can guarantee you that I haven't been to a minute clinic in my life, so I don't know why that's on here.
Now you know. Now you're
Uh,
feeling.
Yeah,
weird
I
'cause
haven't
you know
committed
Chad's
any
checking out
mass shootings in a while, so this one doesn't apply to me either. So
Well, I do see. Look at the recommended articles that come up from reading this one. Woke left's getting punished under its own rules. Don't stop now. I was a DEI director. DEI drives campus anti-Semitism. Expel Hamas propagandists in Congress. And Connor Cato's $1.4 million speeding ticket symbolizes U.S. I mean, did you hear about that? That was Georgia, right? That was like, so apparently the
no, I
default
haven't
in-
heard about that.
the default in the Georgia speeding ticket system is for your ticket to be a fine of $1.4 million. And it didn't get overridden with the right fine for the speeding he did, so he got a summons in the mail that said he owed $1.4 million for speeding.
Oh, that's hysterical.
That's a little
Either put
excessive.
the amount on the ticket or you come to court.
All of those suggested articles just sound like some stuff we talk about anyway. So if we're ever short on topics, we could always have Tina look up what the suggested are. That's probably all you guys.
Yeah, it's a funny, it's just a little known thing that
you guys messed up my my Google ads.
Exactly. Like
you're self-conscious
Maki
about the
will
Google
vouch.
ads because you know Chad's looking at them.
No, Maki will vouch. If I share Facebook, I am very careful to make sure nobody sees my DMs because nobody needs to see that box of chocolates.
Goddamn.
Right.
Too funny. So I do believe though that Mama Bear, you had some comments about the article that you did not get a chance to share.
Well, yeah, because I know this right now. It's a popular thing. First of all, when I heard about when you guys shared this originally in the chat, the whole claiming to be non-binary. I mean, it has, just putting on women face, is that losing its popularity? Because nowadays you don't even need to just have any proof. You can just throw on like some lip gloss and say you're a woman now.
Exactly.
I mean, hello,
it's like
Hershey's.
The episode of South Park when Cartman is like, I identify as a woman, and all he did was put like a little pink like beret in his head, in his hair, and he's like, I'm a woman now. I'm gonna go use the girls' room.
Yep. And they didn't like how loud his shits were, so they wanted him out of the bathroom.
No, but I see it all the time, and I understand where people are coming from when they say this, that because women are turning around saying that, these biological men are coming into spaces for us, like our spaces, like our change rooms where our kids are, walking around full thing swanging. And, a lot of people say, well, the feminists did that. I don't know about the modern feminist movement. The old feminists had nothing to do with this. Okay.
No, it changed with the third and fourth wave taking over. First and second wave don't tolerate that. Like that, first and second wave are like the J.K. Rowlings of the world, and they're getting attacked because they're standing firm. Because first and second wave feminism was about establishing clear feminine spaces and being able to use that to springboard into whatever job you wanted to do, all that kind of thing. And so this is erasure of female spaces. And I mean, Dylan Mulvaney just won another Woman of the Year award. I mean, like,
patriarchy wins again, baby. Patriarchy wins again.
Men win at everything.
Yeah, just proves, nothing says woman like somebody with a dick.
Yep. Isn't that some shit though? Like I
feminine penis, damn it.
That's a don't be no bigot over there, Tone. That's a feminine penis. You can't be a bigot. No, I do. I laugh because like I despise like modern feminists. Like I'd say my mother-in-law is like a classic, like old school feminist. Like I grew up my mom is like what she now 73. I think she'll be 73 this year. So she's, she's old school, but she was never a feminist. My mom's like, she kind of laughs. She always laughed at that shit. She's like, what, why? I got I can do anything I want. I never needed to, go out and burn my bra and shit for that. She's like, but no, my mother-in-law is, but she even left. She goes, Jesus, she goes, this is insanity at this point. She's like, I can't understand like wanting to prop up men pretending to be women. That goes against everything that like the old tenets of feminism stood for. It's like, and Dylan Mulvaney, it's like everybody knows this guy is a grifter and he doesn't believe his own shit. Like this is not reality. I mean, there's mental illness.
I wish I could say, I wish I could agree with you because I see it. You see it. I've had conversations with my sister about it. She believes that mental case.
It's like it's clear as day, especially when that old clip from The Price is Right came up, and he's doing the same thing except he's just a regular gay dude then, which is no big fucking deal. Like nobody cares. Like I always, it's like the LGB, they're fine, and nobody has a problem with them. Like get married, have family, do your thing. Like I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's the other stuff that you're like, well, this is now. It's like, no, let's pump the brakes here on that shit, because this is all like, none of it all. It devolves into what we have now, which is, we have what is his name, William Thomas or whatever, the swimmer that Riley Gaines is this like busted her ass her entire life swimming, one of the best females in the world, that gets beaten by a subpar male who's now automatically like one of the best female swimmers.
She tied with him.
Yeah,
and
they
thank
tied.
you.
I'm sorry.
I was going to bring that up. The fact that she practiced her ass off and tied with a biological male. That's impressive as hell. And when she stood up and talked about it, she got jumped.
She gets attacked. And then the police wouldn't even do shit because she was in San Francisco, and they're like, you're a bigot. And it's like, hey, San Francisco, shut up. People shit on the sidewalk. Your city's a fucking hellhole. Like,
when females stand up and say, this isn't right. We're not having this.
Yep.
Exactly what happened to Riley Gaines happens to them. There was a woman that stood up against Mulvaney's buddy, the creepy. His name will come back to me later.
Is it Jeffrey Martin?
That's the one. That's the one. And woman stood up about the creepy shit he was saying. She got doxxed. Her family got threatened. You guys wonder why most of us aren't standing up and saying something? We have kids. We want to protect them.
That's it too. And they only want women to speak when what they're going to say fits their narrative. And that's exactly what the same goes down the lines. Women, minorities, everything. You look at it, like look at Larry Elder in California, the black face of white supremacy. This dude grew up in Compton. Like, come on, man. Like that's shit. And those are Bolshevik ass Marxist tactics. And then when you say that, everybody's like, well, no, it's not. It's like, you're sitting there and you're denigrating this black man who's like a self-made success story and calling him the black face of white supremacy. Like, do you realize how asinine that sounds? And people eat that shit up, just like they do somebody with a dick saying they're a woman just because they get some fucking facial surgery done, but they don't want to commit to the whole gimmick, so he won't touch the other deal. That's why I said this is a grift. It's an elaborate ruse. Because he's a failed actor. It's just like that stupid ass wrestler, Nyla Rose, Brandon from AEW. I worked shows with that dude for 2 fucking years in Saginaw, Michigan. And he was working as a woman then. And from the second he walked in the locker room, I'm like, that ain't a woman. There ain't a fucking snowball chance in hell. I like me some muscle mommies. I'm like, that is not a female. There is no way in hell. And he was a subpar male wrestler who's like, I can't get over. What do I do? Well, screw it. I'll be a female. It's like Tootsie, except with real tits,
and they gave her the women's title in AEW.
Yeah. And it's like, now you're a women's champion. There's female, like I was in the wrestling business for 10 years. I know what women go through in that business. Cause it is I don't care what they try to say. It is a man's fucking business. It is. It is a man's business. So women do have to work hard, and there's not as many females. So it's like, to get noticed on a card, and so when they get to that level, that TV level, and to be usurped by somebody who was a subpar man and only succeeded when he started cosplaying as a woman is a fucking smack in the face to all those efforts. And that bothers me, and I was never we did local, like, regional cable TV tapings and shit. That's, and I was fine with that. It was fun. But I just, because I know, like I said, I worked with a couple, like 3-4 different girls in the one promotion I was with, and then a bunch of them along the way who just like, it's like, and they'd have to sit there and do the job for this, fucking wildebeest pretending to be a fucking female. And it's like, it just sucks for them, And that's shit, because it's like they bust their asses.
So when I was talking to that progressive from the West Coast, I was talking to that progressive from the West Coast, and she was saying that there's a division happening, because now the cis white trans women are the problem because they have more privilege, and so when they take women's jobs, or
Wait,
when they get
how can
involved,
you be a cis trans
I was
person?
just
I'm
wondering
sorry,
that.
not cis, white. I'm sorry, white. Yes,
I
it
was
should be
like,
white male.
what
I'm a white male
doesn't
transition to
two of those
female.
cancel out?
I was like,
Two of
we've
those-
definitely passed the Rubicon if we've now hit the point where we have cis trans people. Like,
I'm sorry, I was
Stephen,
trying to
do me
trying to
a
say it, bro.
favor. Record yourself in a Starbucks. That's going to be hilarious. Okay.
You got it. I'll have Saggy yell at me.
Oh my god! But no, like Etep
Oh.
raised a fantastic point about it, though. There are trans people I respect the hell out of, because they've gone through the work and they acknowledge that there's a huge difference between a trans person and someone who is biological.
Yep.
But then there are ones where if you go back in their history, like Leah Thomas, like Dylan Mulvaney, where if you go back in their history and saw that they weren't cutting it as a biological man and they decided they were going to, change sides because they now have an advantage or they're getting praise for it. No, that's where I draw the line. These people are bringing the trans movement down. And they need to be called out for what they are.
I mean, the movement itself was just something else taken up by people who wanted to start trouble and disingenuously promoting. Like, you're talking about less than 1% of the world population with a high suicide rate. They thrust these people to the forefront, and now it's a virtue signal to take up for them. And what concerns me the most about this entire thing isn't adults. Adults can be adults. I don't care what you're doing in your adult life. It's going after the kids.
I was just gonna
Go
say
ahead,
that.
brother.
Look what it does to the kids, man. Look at all these. You can't tell me that every single celebrity has a trans kid. Do you know how fucking they're young? Like, I did one of the last. Then this is one of the things that really got me just to the point where
yeah,
I'm like,
how can Megan Fox be 3 for 3?
Yep,
with trans, that's statistically impossible.
Yes, that was the last video I did, was about Megan Fox and her son Noah and how he's been wearing dresses since he was 4, and he picks dresses out. I'm like, no, the fuck he doesn't. I raised a boy, and no, he does not. That shit is impressed upon him.
You know who else's mother said that her boy picked out dresses? That was in Psycho with Norman Bates. He's like, come on, Norman, wear the dress.
And
you remember in the good old days of Hollywood when we said that a mother doing that to their child would create a psychotic murderer?
And
yeah, who knew that Buffalo Bill was going to be an icon? The reason why people are allowing them to compete is because it's good for press.
Yep.
And a lot of them are afraid that they're going to be taken to court over it.
And it's a shame because honestly, it's like you can't ask children why they think they're the opposite gender, because then you're denying their gender or whatever all of that bullshit is, and you're injuring them from a health and mental perspective. But I mean, if you talk to most girls who are tomboys like myself, or even boys that they maybe they want to be like their older sister maybe gets to do piano lessons and that's why they want to be a girl, or their sister gets to have a pink bike. I mean, my brother, he was the youngest of 4 siblings. When he was 3, his favorite color was pink. Well, guess what? There was a lot of pink shit around the house because he had 3 older sisters. He just wanted to hang out with us. So it was all a big joke about, the fact that he would grow up to be gay, which was fine because, his godfather's gay, my mother's brother's best friend is. So it's not like there was anything negative to it in our family at all. No one associated gay with being wrong or strange. But you know what? He grew out of it.
Yeah. For me, the real danger of it is, especially when you go to that approaching the kids aspect, is, and I'm sure you'll back me up on this, Tina, at a certain age with girls, they want to be as far away from anything feminine because they are changing, they are experiencing a whole new world, and they're not comfortable with their bodies.
Yeah.
So that makes it really dangerous. Like my daughter's right knee deep in that right now.
And they go after. What concerns me is them going after, like children, like even before puberty. It's hard enough when you go through puberty and you go into adolescence to know who you are in the world. You're beginning to explore, understand yourself. But they're changing these kids like before they even before they can even do their ABCs, and that type of abuse, that those types of decisions being impressed upon children who are supposed to be protected by their parents. Those are supposed to be their protectors, are putting them in harm's way
Well,
for
not to be
their own virtue
extra
sake.
conspiracy theorist, but it also creates a womb to tomb pharmaceutical customer that is going to be
Yep.
dependent, buying thousands of dollars a month generally of pharmaceuticals to try to balance what's been done to them in their prepubescent years with these surgeries and hormone blockers that are going to destroy their bodies and make them dependent on all sorts of chemicals to try to regulate what nature would have done for them.
Who else feels like this?
Absolutely.
J.K. Rowling. Let's talk about that article since we're just on this subject.
Oh, actually, excellent point. All right, let's
let's do it.
bring up Miss J.K. J.K. Rowling says she would happily do prison time over her transgender views. Harry Potter creator J.K. Rowling has revealed that she would happily do prison time over her views on transgender women. Rowling appeared to be responding to a story in the Mail on Sunday, which reported that a Labour government in Britain could make her gender identity attacks a criminal offence. Critics told the newspaper that it could result in prison sentences for those who refuse to use a transgendered person's preferred pronouns. Actually, they are wrong. They are no longer preferred pronouns. They are now referred to as personal pronouns because there's no preference about it. Yes, they're now called personal pronouns. I'll happily do it. I'll happily do 2 years if the alternative is compelled speech and forced denial of the reality and importance of sex, Rowling said on X, the social network formerly known as Twitter.
Hold on, Tina, real quick. Hold on. Why did they change it to personal? Is it because preferred sounds like a choice?
Yes, and if you say that your preferred pronouns are, she, they, and then someone chooses to not use them, they're just saying, hey, well, they just said they prefer that, not saying that those are their pronouns. So they're now called personal pronouns because they're no longer a preference or demand.
Am I misremembering? Didn't there used to be an official category of grammar called personal pronouns?
Yes, actually, that is one of the 10 different pronoun types that exist.
Yeah, and so now what they're doing is they're co-opting something that existed to make it more official.
Exactly. And no one has updated Microsoft Word, Grammarly, or any other of these sites that are AI that's designed to help you write properly, because they all flag the plural with singular verb issues. So I had to follow the Microsoft manual of style and the Chicago manual of style for many, many years. And it is very difficult now for me to write subjects and verbs that do not go together. But we can't call anyone, we literally, in my writing, I can't call anyone a he or a he, him, she, her. It's always the employee wants their, XYZ to happen. No. So I'm constantly rewriting all of my sentences so that the subject is plural. So I can say employees want their checks.
So you approach them all as just non-binary.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the default, is that you have to refer to, if you need to use pronouns at all, they have to be they or them.
I mean,
and
it's bad enough.
I refuse to write incorrect grammar, so I have to change the way I write.
But it's bad enough in the English language. But I mean, I don't generally speak, a lot of foreign languages. But I took some classes in high school, and I remembered, for instance, Spanish and a lot of those languages had gendered words.
Yep. All nouns are gendered, yeah.
And God knows how this is fucking up gendered languages. Like, can you imagine how they're trying, saying to someone in Spanish, you can't use that word is a naturally feminine gender word. I'm sorry, you can't use that now. Somehow you need to make it a neutral word.
Can you imagine a little boy in Mexico saying, "I'm sorry, teacher, my desk told me this morning that he was a male. We can't call him La Mesa anymore." Sorry.
This makes my head hurt. I can't.
Yeah, that's the basis of their entire language. And that's like I laugh. It's always these weird white leftists you see calling them like Latinx, and all the actual like Latinos like no, we are not Latinx. It's Latino or Latina. That's what you say. That's it.
Mhm.
You know,
I mean, how long do you think they're going to try and force this on us, like as a culture?
Till we all bend the knee. You're looking at to use. I know Sporking's the big one, but you're either going to bend the knee or the dragon's going to roast you alive. Is what they're giving you as the options.
Yep.
That's the end game for them. You go straight to the gulag, or you get re-educated and accept your place and realize we've always been at war with with Eurasia. So there's not going to be a compromise.
I'm still stuck on the whole Latinx thing because that sounds like a cheesy B movie. Welcome to Search for the Planet of Latinx.
I thought it was a Fast and Furious spinoff.
I thought there was a bunch of them.
Papa is right. The Spanish word for wife is the same word as handcuffs.
I can see that being a thing. I've been married for almost 14 years. I can see that being a thing.
I do want to say I don't have as much sympathy for J.K. Rowling as some other people, because she was all on board the woke train when it came to race bending Hermione and pretending that the thing that bothered me was she was like, "Oh, I always thought Hermione was a young black girl," and I was like, "Bullshit! You approved casting Emma Watson back in the late 90s, early O's. You had full casting sign off, so that's who you thought looked like Hermione in your mind. So don't turn around and pretend and be a goddamn liar and say for woke points that Hermione was always a black girl. You did it to try to get your points, and now they've gone a bridge too far for you, and you're pretending like you didn't, go hand in hand with them before that."
Mm-hmm. The one was a different beforehand. She's always been against the whole the insistence on pronouns. She does actually donate to transgender. Damn it! I had this. I have the list too. Yeah, charity projects. Yes, thank you. My brain is
a little left there, but
that's fine. But I just don't. I don't like how you suddenly decide this is the bridge too far. You gave them all the runway, and they're about to take off, and now you're trying to pull it back in.
They already recast Harry Potter in the Broadway thing. They made him a black guy. So like they're already doing stuff with her work already. They're already changing everything from her work.
No, she has approval on those things.
She doesn't anymore, actually. Particularly with the reboot. They because of the drama associated with her, they actually did distance her from.
It's in her goddamn contract. She has full control over that stuff. That's why, like, Disney was supposed to have the Harry Potter rides, and she pulled it from them because she didn't like the way that they were, doing stuff, and she gave it to Universal. She has full control over Harry Potter. That's why she's richer than the Queen. She actually did it right as a creator. She didn't sign away everything. That's why she was able to sign off on all the castings. That's why when they did The Cursed Child in London, she signed off on all the casting for that. She's signed off and wrote the stuff for The Crimes of Grindelwald and all the Fantastic Beasts stuff.
Let me double check, because I thought I could have sworn I read that they said that they had separated her for the reboot.
Warner Brothers might have tried to imply that, but they can't separate from, like, JK has to give them permission to do everything.
Okay.
And that's why Zaslav even shouted out her name, like, we want to work with JK to do some new Harry Potter stuff. And that was one quarterly meeting, and then the next one it was, we're doing a reboot on HBO Max.
To be fair, Zaslav has been pretty tone deaf when it comes to media and what the fans want.
He's very hit or miss on a lot of shit.
I thought when they shelved that Batgirl movie, that was the funniest shit ever. Just listening to the meltdown.
Now I want to see it.
I want to see how
after the other stuff that they've put out. I want to see what they thought was trash.
They can't ever put it out. That's the way that tax write-off works.
Yep.
If they ever touch it, they lose the write-off and they have to pay a big old penalty. That's why when Warwick Davis was complaining about what Disney did with Willow, you're never seeing Willow again. The way they did that tax write-off, it has to go in the box and never come out.
I'm just saying, if somebody out there who has hold of this is watching us, please let it just leak accidentally into the ether.
That's the thing.
I really
is
want
they
to
put
see this
out
now.
they put out Blue Beetle like that was going to do anything, and then it's like you still got Aquaman out, and then Amber Heard is still shitting in the streets. Like she's still running around shitting in public. Like she's not even in the bedroom now. She's shitting in the streets, and it's like she's just running around wild. I got to promote a movie. Like
they shot themselves in the foot when it came to all of the movies coming out this year. The moment that moron that's running turned around and said, "Oh, we're going to reboot after all this." You might as well be holding up a great big sign while you're saying this, saying, "Don't watch WB movies. Go watch my Guardians movie." Fuck off.
Because weren't there 3 movies still that had to be released when they announced that when Gunn announced that he was
Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman were all actually Shazam.
Oh,
Flash,
that's true. Yeah, Shazam
Blue
too.
Beetle, because he screwed Shazam. They did the announcement after Black Adam, but before Shazam 2. So from Shazam 2 on, there's no point to even watching any of this stuff. And then he tried to do the thing about how Blue Beetle was the first character in his universe, but the movie's not going to be and it was like, now you're just trying to confuse things. Shut up. It's like you don't get to do that.
And all the leaks going out, like they've taken like there was one leak going out that they've taken Black Manta out of the movie. Bitch, if they do, I will go down there myself.
There's no way they could take Black Manta. I mean, that was the stupidest thing.
He's in the trailer. Yeah.
He's in like 50% of the movie. They'd have to reshoot. Like you can't shoot around taking out your main villain that's in all the movie.
He leveled up for this. I have made no secret. The main reason I'm going to go see Aquaman 2 is to go see Beast Mode Black Manta. I'm 100% going. I've been following his prep for that whole movie for years.
I just don't like the storyline they're adapting. I didn't like it in the early 90s when Black Manta killed his kid. I don't like it now as a concept.
Yeah, Yahya Abdul-Mateen too. I don't care what the story is. I'm going to see it for my man.
If you're cool with watching him kill a baby, that's fine. But that's not something I want to see on screen.
I'm going to see my man in beast mode.
Okay, that's what you do. Angus, you haven't said like 3 words tonight. You doing all right over there, buddy?
Yeah, no, I'm just listening in. There's nothing really to add. Sorry, am I coming in clear?
Talked about pronouns, trannies, talked about all kinds of stuff.
Well, I mean, I've talked about this before. It's like maybe not on the show, but this whole trans thing, LGBT, it's disingenuous. The government's behind it. They're putting the flag on the White House and whatnot. This is state sanctioned because while we look at the immigration, for instance, and them flooding in immigrants, they're flooding in illiterate, English illiterate people. So they're handicapped essentially. And they're all going to cloister together and they're going to get public benefits, you know? And so there's no incentive to assimilate properly. You know, I am here in Columbus and I know some of these warehouses and stuff, people work, they got Somalis, they got like big Somali populations. That's just like one group of many where it's like they don't learn English besides like the necessary like yes, no, couple phrases maybe. They stay Somali even though they're in America. And so you got that factor. And this is all like a Democrat ploy. They attack whites. They want to influence interracial or just sterility among whites because that's like the enemy demographic right now. But the other prong of that, this whole trans thing, it's like, well, it's cancer and AIDS, those are big things we got to put lots of money in and fight, and they still do, but people kind of forget. Now the trans, it's like, oh, it's like less than 1%, and now it's like growing exponentially. We're seeing the identity identifiers of people blowing up, and it's because there's like it's promoted with the victim culture. But why would the government be behind it? This depopulation? Well, it's like the left, the Democrats, whatever you want to call it, they want to pander to immigrants and flood them in to be dumb voters that are sedated with the welfare state. And so they're just going to vote what fills their pocket, what fills their cupboards. You know, so they want dumb voters that will just be complacent and compliant. At the same time, even though they're trying to flood in a new population, they're trying to like they know that like long term they can't afford this, and so they're trying to depopulate everyone to manage the population. That I think those are the two main cogs together in this. Is people don't really tie the immigration with like the trans agenda, the everything but not even saying straight, but just heteronormative, you know, heteroflexible. Like they don't promote Spartan gayness, you know, which if you research that, you were taxed if you didn't start getting married and having a kid at like 25, you started getting taxed by the state. So hetero production was incentivized. No matter if you were gay completely, you still had to participate with the woman for the state's well-being. And they're not promoting that. They want like sissification of men. You know, right now it's against white people, but it's going to be angled at black guys after they take out white people. It's going to be angled at Latins after them. That's the biggest booming population with the biggest potential in this country, given the extended family structure of the Latin people. And they're not a hive mind. And so that's a problem. So long term, where this is going to go, and like I'm a old man, 70, 80, I don't know, but I think this is the whole thing behind it. And with Rowling, y'all are saying it's stuff like, you know, she's kind of two-faced, or maybe she's kind of waking up. Like she wants to be liberal back in like 2005 era, but then she's seeing things corroding what that was. So I don't know how much of it is disingenuous versus she's kind of like in a Bill Maher kind of state of, I want to be a good liberal, but now it's gone fucking bananas.
Yeah, so we'll see that.
I can empathize. I can empathize with the dilemma of having to take on like the turf role of like, all right, we need to have some boundary, otherwise it's just chaos. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about the whole thing. But also, well said, I love hot trannies. The Dylan Mulvaney thing, like she's starting to get prettier with more surgery. The smile is still creepy, but I like the femboy. I love the femboy pipeline. But that's what's irritating is they don't push, you know, with the trans Hershey's, they don't push like porn star hot lady cock. They push freaks in wigs. You know, that's the problem. If you want to integrate, do like Barbie, where they had a trans Barbie. They didn't make a thing about it. They just played it like it's another lady. And I didn't really see any press about it besides Bounty and Cox. It didn't seem like they're touting it. They're just like, yeah, this is an actress. She's a Barbie, whatever. And yeah, you need to make it hot. You need to make it where it's like, oh, maybe I do like feminine penis. Like, you gotta work with the, you know, they're shoving it too far and they're getting the freakiest weirdos that, you know, I'm a woman and it's like they got a beard. Maybe they grew their hair, bought a wig. There's no femininity that they're actually buying into besides like the most surface level of memes of it. That's my full spectrum on that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Right, Tep?
Yeah, there he's up.
Call me old fashioned, but I like my women without cocks. You know, I mean, just
try. You might like it.
No.
You gotta try the feminine penis. Don't be.
Hey, did you see that? Did you see that TikTok? It was I don't know if the guy's in porn, but the girl is Emma Rose. She's a porn star, and he's like, hey, you know, it's like a Happy Meal. You get a little toy. It's a little extra. You know?
No, no. I like.
That's a little extra.
I like. The whole. No. I like actually women. No, I'm not pretending.
Oh no, I love women, but sometimes I like the happy meal women, the non-bonus hole women.
If there's no such thing as a bonus hole, that's just that's a wound. That's an open wound.
No. Bonus hole is what they're calling women's vaginas.
No, that's a real vagina, and the other one is just a wound that needs constant attention.
I don't like
or else
the
it's
wound.
gonna scab the fuck over.
He's talking about the back.
I'm talking about the entire fucking weird fucking thing. Fuck it all. No.
Thank you guys so
As a
much
matter
for being
of fact,
here.
I'm gonna go fucking do what all men. I'm gonna go get me a hooker and I'm gonna play some blackjack and then I'm gonna smack around when she burns the pot roast after I pay her to act like a housewife. God damn it. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna play blackjack tonight. It's way too late for that shit.
Yep.
Hey, Walton.
And the hookers, there's no hookers around here.
Walton, there is a video I just put in the private chat. I think would be fun to comment on.
Am I allowed to click on this and not seeing any dong?
Oh, there's no dong. It's not even trans.
Oh, okay.
That is a fair question.
No. There's no feminine penis here, Tom. There's no feminine penis.
Would you bring that up?
Polly's back here going, oh, look, if that's got a cock, that's not
Call them ladies of the cock.
And Draven, I know you said you had to head out. Do you need to head out early?
I think I'm good if we're going to be wrapping up soon.
I think
we're
I
wrapping
think
up
he's
soon. We're
curious
wrapping it
about,
up, Penis. All right.
Angus's video. We all are.
Yeah,
I would say this is more of a state of
bad.
culture video.
You dropped some really interesting things in the chat, so I'll just say that.
Alrighty, so let's see what we have here.
Clean now. Look at this.
It's a bathroom. I'm already scared.
In my room, as a Roblox streamer, my room gets really messy sometimes. So I decided to finally hire some maids. This is before the cleaning. They even brought their own vacuum. That'll be helpful. They're already hard at work. She's doing a great job of cleaning my room. They did make me pay extra because they said it was very messy. However, I'm finally getting rid of this chair. So if you're driving by my house and you see this on the street, go ahead and pick it up. It's all yours. My bathroom's all clean now. Look at this. They even got rid of that little orange circle in my toilet. I kind of want it back, though. I might purposely create one again. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, here comes the moment of truth. Are you ready to see my room clean? And voila. Look at this. It's like
that carpet is horrendous.
House.
The
doesn't even
stains.
feel like my room anymore.
This is
It feels
killing
like
my
I'm living in a
OCD, man.
fever dream where I never existed. Look, they even put a trash bag in. I don't use trash bags, but who knows? Maybe I will now. I guess you got to wait and find out.
I really
Now,
hope he
this
doesn't
looks
have
pretty
any
good
black
so far,
lights.
so
'cause
stay
if they
tuned.
turned on,
I don't know where we're going to go from here. Maybe we'll go outside.
Oh my god.
Maybe we'll go outside.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
I have a question. Was that the legit audio, or was that one of you guys going over top? Because I could really picture you guys saying all that shit.
I think that's
Just for
legitimately the
sheer
kid.
laugh of it.
I
That
thought my
wasn't
room
me.
was bad, but it's not that bad.
Rugs by
wept.
Jackson Pollock.
That
That
carpet.
Yeah.
Oh, Maron. What the-
Someone get a black light for that room.
This is my room, please. Don't mind the stains on the floor. No, motherfucker, you gotta tell us what that shit is. I ain't stepping foot in that fucking. That looks like a trap house. That fucking you walked in there. It was like,
Right, that's why we'll get a black light and we'll play the floor as lava.
oh, get a hazmat suit.
Yeah, I
Walton,
honestly
I'm
don't
not
think he's
trying-
a Coomer. I just think he's so stuck being on his computer that he just looks like a
I'm
slob.
not trying to alarm you, but that doll is looking at a different angle at you now.
That bitch cocked its head. Well,
Yeah.
she was standing there. It was like that thing's good. That thing is gonna grab Steven by the shoulders and go to town on him.
Are you freaked out by dolls, Walton?
No, I just didn't want to
Probably that
touch
one.
it. I'm not touching it. I'm not
Just
moving
let
it.
her- just let her
Walton.
finish.
Crazy shit, Walton. You might appreciate this, or maybe you'll loathe me. I don't know. But speaking of dolls, I won a doll today on eBay. been hunting for it for a while. It's the Dallas Cowboy blonde cheerleader Barbie.
Ooh,
good for you, man. Hey, you were bidding on that for how long?
Well, there's one I saw and it slipped by, and then there's been stuff just too high. This one was like, fuck, yes. I was looking at other prices. I'm like, I'm not going over 70. And then the bid was up to 44. I hit 71, and then I got it for 45. So it's like, sweet. It's like half the price what it's worth.
Nice.
That's incredible, sir.
A lot of that stuff went up in price too because of the movie.
Oh yeah.
well, at least
Well,
now
we gotta
can
head
say
out.
Angus has a cheerleader stuck in his house.
Oh yeah, he's using it. So thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate y'all. Before we head out, I want to give ETEP a chance to let everybody know where he's at, man. Tell them where they can find you, brother.
Yeah, man, you can find me at ETEP Wakuians, the place to be. Reviews. A month still full of horror content. Every Tuesday night, though, we're watching old wrestling pay-per-views. This week, the final Halloween Havoc ever, Halloween Havoc 2000, the Vince Russo era is in full swing, unfortunately. I just released a video on Michael Myers. I got a Friday the 13th video, came out yesterday. And yeah, I got a review of Halloween 1, 2, and 4 coming up. Alligator, and a couple more movies before the end of the month. I'm actually going to sit down and review Monster Squad finally.
Hell yeah.
So
really?
yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. That is a fantastic movie. And yeah, so I got a bunch of horror shit planned, and I'm not just stopping at the end of October with the horror content either. That's just, we're just going to keep rolling with that on the channel. Yeah, so come on over, subscribe. You can join as a channel member. There's 2 tiers. If not, just subscribe. It's free. It always will be. I stream Monday, Wednesday. I'm taking tonight off. We're not doing Saturday night's main event tonight. Sometimes we do a little show called Friday Night, Not Afternoon, lycra-clad individuals. Not to be confused with that other show on Friday afternoons. Like I said, we're actually on at night. Yeah, and we don't bullshit, we don't pull punches, and we don't placate anybody's fucking fragile egos on this platform, because life's too short for that bullshit. So yeah, come on over.
Hail to that, brother. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on, man. Hail this wonderful panel and this amazing chat.
Thank you, brother. Next up is Andrew Draven.
Yeah, so tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern, I will watch tonight's episode of Collision and Battle of the Belts 8. We do the wrestling over on my channel. I also do some video games here and there as well, and they're usually on days where the guys stream. It's usually before they go on, so it's like a before party, watch parties, and then on days that I have off, we do them as well. So yeah, thanks for having me, and I look forward to being on the next one.
Yeah, man, I've missed you. I know you've been doing a lot of wrestling stuff, and it always comes up during the time I stream. But if you're ever available, dude, we'd love to have you.
Hell yeah.
Good seeing you, brother.
Yeah,
next up is Mads. Oops, I took her off. My bad. Next up is Mads Mama Bear.
That's how much he loves me. He removes me from the stream. Hey guys, it's Mads here, Mama Bear, your art doll. You can find me here on YouTube at Mama Bear Art Doll. I do have something very special and spicy that I am working on, and despite my better judgment, I have been convinced to make it into a video. So do stay tuned for that.
All right. Thank you, Mads, for being here, sweetheart. See you next week. And
of course,
with us, my trans fat brethren, Black Angus. Tell them where they can find you, bro.
Well, you can come on over to Black Angus Reviews, pop culture catch-all channel. Yeah, just been having fun the last few weeks, crapping on the Rippaverse, reacting to controversies with Nick Cicada and EVS and Riley, and moronic opinions going to the grave of Isom Knox. That controversy. It's been a fun time. Yeah, it's really it right now. Trying to slow and steady get back in rhythm with my new job, working around that. So month to month, it'll fluctuate when I'll be streaming, because of I'll be doing night every other month. So But otherwise, yeah, just go on by. At some point, once I feel more stable, I'll start trying to make content again, like actual videos. So look forward to that possibly in the future. But yeah, thank you for having me on as always. And sorry I wasn't very engaged this stream. I was enjoying the commentary though.
Yeah, you know what? You knocked it out of the park at the end. Thank you very much. I love you, brother. Next up is Lil Chad. Tell me where they can find you, brother.
I appreciate following the guy who gave us such good advice about what we should be watching.
That was intentional.
Me and Slender Dad, who's usually here on Saturdays, co-host the Ascendant Art podcast on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully people just come around, hang out. It's kind of like this show where we just kind of hang out, talk about whatever. There's no necessarily set kind of topic. Tina's always in the chat, which is fun. If you catch her before she takes the Ambien and pieces out. So 9 p.m. Eastern on Fridays, me and Slender, who's usually on the show too, doing our thing.
Thanks, Chad. Appreciate you. And finally, last but not least, the producer of Rogue, Bad Take Tina Bojan.
It's good to have seen all of you in the chats tonight. Thanks for coming. If you're looking for me, you can always find me on Twitter at Tina Bojan. And my small little channel is growing. And as soon as work can give me a break, I'll be coming out with a second video. It's been a while. Where you can find me on YouTube, I am always on Stephen Walton's channel. I'm on Sporky News Podcast channel, even when he's not there, because the best Scott stream is a stream without Scott. And then lastly, on Friday afternoons and Sunday evenings, you can find me on Vinny Art's channel. So please come join us there. Lots of great people, great creators, and great discussions.
Thank you so much, Tina. Thank everybody else. Make sure to support your independent creators. Thank you for dealing with the audio issues. New laptop, Mike, just trying to work out all the bugs. Greatly appreciate that. Dog is looking at. I gotta go. Y'all be good. Support your indie creators, and yeah, let's see. I didn't have anything set up. That doll's creeping me out. It's looking right at me. Where's George? God, I missed everything. Here we go.
No, go past this.